Hello, welcome. This is Campus News 24. We are broadcasting live from the campuses of the Ghana Institute of Journalism here in Osu, Accra. My name is Samuel Swansea Bafo. Let's take a look at some stories making headlines for today's news. Now in our first story, students of the Ghana Institute of Journalism, after 2 weeks of online studies, shared their experience with us. Also, management of the institute has informed students of the extension of deadline for the payment of fees. To our first story, after 2 weeks of studying in person, students had to continue with their studies online. Some of them share their experiences with Campus News 24 on how far it has been and what they wish management does for them. After 2 weeks of in-person studies, management of the institute migrated academic work online as a way of securing the safety of students as COVID-19 cases rise in the country, coming a few days before the announcement of the contraction of the disease by 2 staff of the institute. Students for the past 2 weeks have had academic work continue online in full force. They share their experience with Campus News 24.
Just for the issues from students about their difficulties accessing the site. For me, I think management should have communicated to us about the migration online a bit earlier before we came to school. This would have enabled us prepare better for the semester.
Online learning, it's been quite okay. I would say 100% okay, especially with the LMS. It was stressful logging in onto it, yes. We had to be changing passwords here and there before we could log in. But aside that, I think it's been okay. We used Google Meet, Zoom, yes, and for these 2 apps, it's been quite okay. We've not yet tried the learning system yet. Yes.
Online thing that we are on now, due to the network problem, we are suffering a lot. Maybe you connect and you connect, but within a few minutes you are logged off. You don't know the main reason why you are logged off. Sometimes you may be waiting for the teacher in the lobby for him to add you, but you won't. Maybe the time you add you was to be at the end of the lecture, which you didn't even learn anything. So the online is really stressing, and also the bundle. You don't have money to be buying bundle all the time.
Now to some more news. The Ghana Institute of Journalism management has served students notice of their intention to organize this year's matriculation for freshmen and women online. Now this comes after a notice that was served the student body on the 6th of February 2021.
Management of the institute on Friday, 6th February, served student notice on the new arrangements made with regards to the 2020-2021 matriculation for newly admitted students. According to the notice, matriculation will be held online due to the COVID-19 pandemic and will be held on the 26th of February 2021.
Now for 4 years running, the Akpasa Media Hub here on the Ghana Institute of Journalism campuses has been organizing a training, the Early Bird Training Workshop for students. This year, the 4th session has come on for freshmen of the institute, and some trainers that came through were Fitzdelanion Amegashi of GH1 TV and Miss Na Adole Mofat of CTTV and 30 Minutes Fame.
In the first session, students were taken through lessons in TV presentation. Past students of the institute and rising broadcast journalist Fitzdelanion Amegashi of GH1 TV and CTTV's Na Adole Mofat of 30 Minutes Fame joined hands in shaping the future minds of journalism at the summit. Speaking to Campus News 24 after the first edition of the training, Mr. Amegashi, a product of STN TV and various Akpasa media training sessions, shared what the training meant for him and every other student.
I think students, take certain things for granted. And so for me, coming from a media house that take pronunciation really seriously, it was one of the things I kickstarted my session with, how to pronounce basic words, everyday words. So I came with that idea that if there's anything we're going to take away from this workshop, it should be how to pronounce the everyday words like ask, knowledge, college, embarrassment, all of this and many more. People need to know this thing. It was really interesting coming today to the early bird workshop, looking at the numbers and knowing the early bird workshop has been at this for a very long time. Looking at the numbers, it means that they are getting results. Some of us went through the workshop and God knows where we are today. And so it was good to come back to give back to some of the people who have enrolled on this workshop. So for me, it was a humbling experience.
CEO of Akpasa Media Network, Abraham Jaglete, shared the objectives of this workshop and his joy in this year's trainers.
We started this training to bridge the gap between theory and practicals on campus, and it has been very educative for quite some time now, and the number keeps growing. Today we had a full class, a full lecture hall, and some students were even sitting outside. It clearly means that they have seen the importance of practical training and they are investing into it, and I think it's lovely. I'm super excited because the joy of every trainer is to see their trainees excel. So I'm super excited to bring them on board. I remember telling Adole Moffat, and she was like, "Is she there yet?" I'm saying, "Yes, of course you are." So far as you are already in the mainstream media, clearly means that you are there and you can share your thoughts on how you got there with the students, the struggles and all of that. And it's good because they are closer. They just completed and they're already working in the media space. So it only makes it more relatable to them than bringing big people who have had so many years of experience and they don't know how to even span through all of that. But it's good. It's good. We brought them, and I'm so happy that they are all here to support.
Now to our last story for today's bulletin. Management Institute has once again served notice to the student body on the extension of the deadline for the payment of fees. We have more in our next story.
Management of the institute have served notice to students on the extension of the deadline for payment of fees. The extension, which is for both fresh and continuing students, will end on the 25th of this month. This becomes another brief for students, as management has extended the deadline for about 3 times now. Students who are yet to make payments have been encouraged to take advantage to make part payment of the fees.
Now this is where we come to the end of today's bulletin. But before we go, let's have a look at our top stories. I've shared with you some experiences students have had with their online studies so far. We also told you about the plans of management to hold matriculation for freshmen and women online. Thank you, and this has been Campus News 24. Join us same time Wednesday to bring you news that have made waves in the past.